The Welsh Wizard is gone. Leighton James died on April 19, 2024, aged 71. A football genius and a voice that never backed down. From dazzling defenders to polarising punditry, his story had it all. But how did this icon's journey really end? Born on February 16, 1953, in Lahore, Swansea, Wales, Leighton James became one of the most gifted wingers British football has ever seen. They called him the Welsh Wizard for good reason. His pace was blistering, his dribbling was magical, but what made him truly special was his rare gift of being completely ambidextrous. Most players favour one foot. James could devastate you with both. He would cut inside from either flank and unleash powerful shots that left goalkeepers helpless. His crossing was pinpoint accurate. Defenders truly had no idea which way he would go. John Toshak, his former manager, said he was one of the finest wingers that British football has ever produced. James began his professional journey at Burnley in 1970. He made his Football League debut against Nottingham Forest in November of that year. His talent was obvious from the start. At just 18 years old, he earned his first of 54 full international caps for Wales in 1971 against Czechoslovakia. This early recognition showed he was destined for greatness. His club career took him to some of the biggest names in English football. At Burnley, he enjoyed 3 separate spells spanning from 1970 to 1989. He made almost 400 appearances for the Clarets and sits 10th on their all-time appearance list. His most memorable contribution came in the 1972 to 73 season when Burnley won the second division title. James featured in all 42 league matches and scored 10 goals. Derby County spotted his talent and signed him in 1975 for a then club record fee of £310,000. After 2 successful years with the Rams, he moved to Queen's Park Rangers in 1977. However, London life did not suit the proud Welshman and he departed after just 1 season. In 1980, James made the move that would define his legacy. He returned to Wales to join his hometown club Swansea City for £130,000. Manager John Toshak called it a masterstroke. James helped fire the Swans to promotion to the First Division for the first time in their history. His crucial first goal against Preston North End in the final game of the season secured their historic rise. He finished his maiden Swans campaign as the club's top goalscorer. James formed a lethal partnership down the left flank with Yugoslavian Zemal Hadziabdic. His significant contributions were later recognised with his induction into the Robbie James Wall of Fame in October 2013. After Swansea, James had stints with Sunderland, Bury and Newport County before returning to Burnley for a third time. His extensive senior career spanned 645 appearances and yielded 124 goals. James made 54 appearances for Wales between 1971 and 1983, scoring 10 goals. He was a pivotal figure in the Welsh side of the 1970s. The team nearly qualified for the Euro 1976 finals and became known as the Forgotten Team. His most famous international moment came in 1977 when his penalty secured Wales's first ever victory over England on opposition territory at Wembley. He also scored in Wales's 4-1 win over England in Wrexham in 1980. The deep connection to Welsh identity was a recurring theme throughout James's career. His status as a proud Swansea Jack was fundamental to who he was. This strong regional and national identity influenced his career choices and later shaped his punditry style. Upon retiring from playing in 1989, James transitioned into coaching and management. He served as youth team manager at Burnley before taking on senior roles at several clubs. His managerial career included spells at Gainsborough Trinity, Morecambe, Netherfield, Ilkeston Town and Accrington Stanley. He had 2 spells managing Llanelli and led Garden Village to the Welsh Football League's second division championship title in 2001-2. However, his average term as a coach was just 1.30 years, indicating a series of relatively short stints. Management was not not where James would find his true second calling. Following his varied managerial career, James seamlessly moved into the media. He became a prominent voice on BBC radio and television. He was also a long-standing host on Real Radio's popular sports phone-in show for over a decade and served as a columnist for the South Wales Evening Post. It was in this arena that his forthright views and outspoken style truly came to the fore. James became a familiar and often provocative figure in Welsh football discourse. He was known for his ability to simplify the most complex of debates and tell it as it was. His punditry style was described as attacking difficult callers with the same aggression, trickery and guile that he used against fullbacks in his prime. James's media career was characterised by his forthrightness, just as his playing career was characterised by his flair. His willingness to tell it as it was often led to memorable and sometimes contentious public incidents. One of the most significant controversies occurred in March 2008. As a former Swansea City player and proud Swansea Jack, James publicly stated in a newspaper column and on a Real Radio phone-in that he hoped Cardiff City would lose their FA Cup semi-final against Barnsley. This deeply angered many, particularly given his role as a BBC pundit, where impartiality is expected. The BBC suspended him for 2 weeks as punishment. Cardiff supporters were notably less forgiving, even inspiring a song titled "Leighton James Don't Like Us." This incident vividly illustrated the inherent tension between a pundit's professional expectation of impartiality and their deeply ingrained personal and regional loyalties. James's actions highlighted how difficult it can be for former players, especially those with strong local ties, to truly detach from their allegiances. This situation exposed a fundamental conflict in sports broadcasting, where commentators are often expected to be both knowledgeable insiders and objective analysts. In 2006, James had a highly public and fiery on-air argument with Robbie Savage on Real Radio. The debate centred on Savage's decision to retire from international football, with James criticising Savage's actions and telling him to apologise to then Wales manager John Toshak. This verbal boxing match became legendary for its intensity and directness. James accused Savage of throwing his toys out of the pram and delivered a memorable jibe. "One day, when you have got a command of the English language, Robbie, you will perhaps become a pundit." Despite the intensity of the exchange, James later expressed admiration for Savage, noting he had a lot of respect for Robbie because he's a bit like me, not frightened to say what he thinks. James's confrontational style was not just tolerated, but became legendary. This suggests that in the pre-social media age, his unfiltered, direct approach was seen as authentic and entertaining. Before the widespread, instantaneous scrutiny of social media, such raw, unscripted exchanges were often celebrated as genuine and engaging. James's outspoken nature extended beyond punditry. In 2017, he famously snubbed an invitation to a Burnley versus Swansea City match after Burnley refused to allow his 3-year-old grandson to wear a Swansea kit on the pitch during a half-time appearance. James wanted his grandson from the Swansea area in a Swans kit alongside his 1-year-old granddaughter in a Clarets kit. He criticised the club's decision as political correctness gone mad and stated he wouldn't return. Burnley cited potential crowd trouble and claimed a gross misunderstanding. This incident reinforced the consistent pattern of James's character, a principled, unyielding individual who prioritised his beliefs and loyalties over institutional expectations. Leighton James's passing marks the end of an era for Welsh football. He is remembered as an exceptional talent and one of the true Cymru greats. His contributions were instrumental in significant periods for both club and country. His iconic penalty against England at Wembley remains a defining moment in Welsh football history. Beyond the pitch, James carved out a unique niche as a media personality. His forthright views and outspoken style made him a cult figure and the voice of Welsh football in a pre-social media age. Even his controversies contributed to his legendary status, cementing his reputation as a fearless and authentic commentator. James's legacy is not solely built on his athletic achievements, but is significantly amplified by his distinctive, outspoken personality in the media. His willingness to be controversial and authentic created a unique and memorable public public persona that transcended his playing days. His career spanned from playing in the 1970s and 80s to punditry well into the 21st century. His ability to adapt and remain relevant across different eras speaks to his enduring understanding and passion for the game. He effectively bridged generations of football fans. Leighton James was a singular figure in Welsh sport. From his mesmerising runs on the wing to his fearless commentary, he left an indelible mark on the game. While the cause of his death was not disclosed, his passing at 71 leaves a void in the Welsh sporting landscape. He will be remembered for the goals he scored, the games he influenced, the debates he ignited, and the unwavering personality he brought to every aspect of his public life.